So I'm out for a nice long run on rolling terrain. A little bit of bike path that's really rolling, and I'll eventually end up on some snow trail for a little bit longer climbs, but nothing crazy. What I'm working on, keeping everything easy, my zone 2 primarily heart rate, and looking at watching my wattage on the hills to keep it aerobic. And while I'm hitting these hills, I'm keeping them as easy as I can and working on my cadence. So it's easy effort, but high cadence, trying to continue to foster having an efficient cadence on hills. Keeping it easy because I'm in my base building phase, which is what we'll talk about today, but I have to keep it easy. So now is the time I can really work on my cadence at an easy effort on the hills. And I'm looking to improve my cadence through time, not just today. It's cold, I might not hit my cadence target, but through time I will. Hey, where are you?
Hey, good, how are you doing?
Look at that crew.
Yeah.
Let's talk shoes real quick. I'm finding that now that it's winter, but we don't have a ton of snow, and I'm still on tarmac, I'm really enjoying running my long and easy and just my easy runs on the tarmac, not on snow. I'm really enjoying the Innovate Terra Ultra 270s. And did a great review on these, so check that out earlier in the summer. But these are trail shoes, but I'm loving, since they're so responsive, I'm loving them on the roads and on non-snow-packed terrain right now, until eventually it will be all snow-packed. But right now I'm finding I'm just really loving these shoes on runs like today, where it's just nice along the bike path, and I might hit a little bit of snow here or there, or some gravel. So there's just a good overall shoe for what I'm doing right now. And I love the responsiveness of the midsole. It stays nice and responsive even in the cold 8 degrees today. You know, a lot of shoes will get real hard and stiff. These don't. Love it. On the downhills during my base training phase, and for my athletes, today I'm working on running them easy, but with good foot strike. Again, we've talked about this throughout the year. Running them nice and easy, focusing on your foot strength is very good eccentric strength. Eccentric strength is very good running strength. So I'm not looking to run fast downhill today. I'm looking to run easy, but worried and focused on my form and my foot strike. Today I ran from home to Henry's Road along the Snake River. Such a gorgeous day. We're having a really nice high pressure system, a lot of sun, cold temperatures. Is about 8 degrees starting out today, but just glorious. And we're gonna head over to the picnic table and have a picnic today. Nice and toasty in the sun. Sun makes all the difference in the world. And so does your base building. That's what we're going to talk about today, base building. Get a lot of questions on how to orchestrate and design training programs and coaching programs. And there's a lot that goes into that. You know, with my athletes, it's a very personalized approach with a lot of science and a lot of art applied to it. And you know, I have a lot of training programs out there that are very detailed and very good for those who don't want personalized coaching. So I'm just going to kind of pick apart some key components of base building. I mentioned yesterday in my post that December 1 started my training program for 2021, and I'm out today for a nice, one of my first longer runs. It'll be about 90 minutes or so, and just nice and easy. But three core principles we want to look at with base building, and they are endurance, strength, and speed. And I'm going to tell this story by giving you an update on one of my athletes, Meredith Edwards. I did a summer video of her visiting Jackson Hole with us training at the track, and she just finished up her season. Let's see, 2 or 3 weeks ago. She had an FKT attempt at the Grand Canyon rim to rim to rim. And for those of you who aren't familiar with rim to rim to rim, it's basically running down the canyon across to the north rim and back. So you have two down, you have a down, flats, up to the other rim, back down, flat, and then back up to finish up. So essentially, long story short, she came within 6 minutes and 21 seconds of the FKT. And this was a solo, self-supported FKT versus having crew, people pacing you. She did this solo, carried everything she needed. She filtered water. Actually, I think she used tablets to treat water, and basically was, again, 6 minutes and 21 seconds off the FKT. And this is in November when it was a little colder. The water was shut off. So she's gonna give a new attempt this spring when it's a little bit warmer, and now she has a little bit more knowledge on what to go off of. But anyways, getting back to base building, is that we did very little specific hill training for Meredith's attempt. This was something that, based on all the race cancellations, that we just decided to do kind of late in the game. So she didn't have a lot of specific canyon type of running, but what she has had consistently throughout the year is speed development. And we essentially improved her speed, her mile time, that allowed her to have a really good FKT attempt. And that's kind of what I want to dive into today, is that a lot of times we think about base building as just long and easy. And that's only 1/3 of the component. And like I mentioned, we have endurance, we have strength, and we have speed. And those should be honed during base building. So then when you start your specific training, you have strength, you have some turnover and leg speed in you to then apply it to developing strength and speed endurance, which is what Meredith had to excel in the canyon. Okay, like I mentioned, we didn't do a ton of climbing. We focused on speed endurance at that point. She needed speed endurance for all of the sections that were really fast, where she can make up a lot of time. She needed turnover to have good cadence on the long climbs, 5,000 feet of climbing to come out of that. So she needed not so much that specific type of training, but the leg speed and the turnover to maintain a good steady effort on the uphill, because you're not going to make up a ton of time going up 5,000 feet of climbing. Okay, we had to again have a lot of speed in her so she could excel on the bottom of the canyon when it was flat and fast. And that's where she made up a lot of time, and that's where she'll continue to make up a lot of time. We'll get her stronger so she doesn't fatigue as much on the climbs, which is key. So it's not so much getting faster so much on the climbs as getting strong so you don't fatigue, to be able to run fast when you're able to run fast. Okay, so that's, again, just using her as an example. Let's back up again to base building. The three components, again, endurance, speed, and strength. We want to integrate those three into your base building program. Typically, my athletes go through about a 12-week base building program. And this is a lot of physiological adaptation. We're working on fat burning with the endurance, your long, easy runs, building volume. Okay, but then we're introducing strength workouts where it's short hills, building strength, building force. Okay, and I've mentioned this in other videos, is that there's a common mistake of what we consider strength workouts. A strength workout is very, very short. Training your body to have more force to gain more distance per stride is what we want during this time. And so again, a force or a strength workout is very short, up to maybe 2 minutes. So doing hills, doing efforts that are 2 minutes or less. A strength endurance workout would be more of a 20-minute effort where you're trying to hold that strength for a longer period of time. That comes later. Okay, so again, a lot of you Maffatone proponents out there, this is what you're missing when you're just running easy. Okay, so we have endurance, the nice long easy stuff, strength workouts. Again, very short, up to 2 minutes, hills, flats. And then we have speed workouts, and the speed workouts are just similar to the strength workouts in that they're short and relatively fast. Just training your body to turn over faster. It's a neuromuscular type of training. We have to be able to train our mind and our nervous system to be able to turn over our legs faster and faster. So later on, when we want to apply this to speed endurance, we have that neuromuscular ability. Okay, so that's what we're doing early on. Again, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, a minute. These are not long, and therefore it's appropriate type of training done during base building that's not doing too much too soon relative to the entire season. These are not necessarily very taxing. Okay, you're getting a lot of rest throughout the week as you're building easy volume. So doing this type of workout once or twice is not very taxing, but it accomplishes a great deal to then be applied to, like I mentioned, strength and speed endurance after this 12-week or so, 16-week phase that we're looking to then go into the specific phase, which I typically have 8 to 10 weeks, depending on the athlete and depending on the race distance, that after base building. Okay, so again, the whole block leading into a big race could be 12 to 16 week endurance, speed and strength base building phase, and then applying that to a specific phase of 8 to 10 weeks. Okay, take this into consideration as you maybe are starting your program. Those readers out there of the Cool Impossible, you have the program. I just wanted to throw this out there to maybe explain it in a little different way of why this is so important to integrate these 3 components in our base building and not just keep things nice and easy. Okay, everything builds on itself and works together as you continue on throughout the season. Okay, so all right, that's all I got for you today. Speed, strength, endurance. Start the base just like we're starting the base of snow. It's coming. All right, toss me your questions. We'll see you next time. Peace as always. See ya.